Nerves, big word. We all struggle with them. How do we control them?
One of the things that you can do is a breathing exercise called box breathing. And so what that does is it's very simple. You count to 4, inhale to a count of 4, hold your breath to a count of 4, exhale to a count of 4, and hold your breath to a count of 4 and repeat. And what that does is the reason you count is because when you're focusing on the count, now all of a sudden you're not thinking about what the other thing. And once again, this has to be trained, because you'll go 1 and then start thinking about something else, and it's like, whoa, come back. And that's where the training has to come in. But if you can focus on that count, then that helps the mind be right here. What's more present moment than breathing, right? Inhaling and exhaling air. The other thing that happens, the other good side effect of that, is generally when we're uptight and tense and feeling those nerves, we are breathing extremely shallow, and which is creating even more tension. So as we breathe and we focus on that breathing, we're opening it up generally a little bit more, and as we breathe like that, it's naturally calming the body as well. So box breathing is a really good thing. It gives the mind something to think about, so maybe it's not so wild thinking about the things.
It's a good, simple exercise.
And it's having a calming effect, a calming physiological effect on the body.
It's funny you say that, because Dan Hansen, who all cutters will know, a great non-pro competitor. I know Dan, when he was cutting, every time he would quit his first cow, where he would turn around, face the herd, he would count to 5.
Wow.
And he won the non-pro world title, don't know how many times.
Wow,
but
that's cool.
That just supports that exercise. He would count to 5. Again, just to identify what's going on, where he's at.
Yeah.
It's a great exercise.
Can I add to that real quick? Because one of the things that I meant to say when we were talking about mental rehearsal is mental rehearsal is good ahead of time. It's not what you want to be doing right when you're riding into the arena. What you want to be doing when you're riding into the arena is being right here, right now. The training is done. What we need to do now is get out of our own way to allow all the training and all the input to just come out, to respond to the task at hand, and to be fluid and ready to just do whatever we need to do. And so what I've noticed, I used to do this wrong and even advise people wrong, so I'm sorry if I told you wrong. But rather than doing that imagery, right before you're going in, what's most important is being right here, right now, being calm and being here and just trusting what you've done to just come out.
Grant Setnick has got a wonderful quote, trust the process.
Yes.
And so what you're saying there is, basically do all your mantras before you get in the alleyway or before you're crossing the timeline. You've already got that done. That's clear, that's done. That's ingrained, that's in your subconscious. Now it's just be present and do the, was it box breathing?
Yeah, it's basically get out of your own way.
Get
out of your own way and just let the part of you that has spent the hours and hours and hours of training and been through difficult things, let that come out. So, in the inner game of tennis, there's self 1 and self 2 and other books that you read, the performer self or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The analytical part can kind of be taken care of by giving it that one thing maybe to think about, to do, put your hands here, drive by, look here, whatever. Or focus on the count. And when that part of your brain is busy and has something to do, the other part can come out that takes care of everything else.
As long as you've prepared.
As long as you've prepared.
And I think also, Stevie, you touched, I bet once you started gaining control of your mind, you probably started really enjoying it.
Yes, and I will say, people always think, okay, well, I did all this, I prepared, I've been doing this for years. Why am I falling back? Why am I struggling now? You don't ever just get good and don't stop. This is a daily thing.
Are there some books or some people that you could advise that you have sort of tapped into and enjoyed reading?
Yeah, I can think of 2 people off the top of my head. I've read a lot of them, and I follow a lot of them. I love podcasts. I mean, there's so many great ones. But the two that I really like to follow, I alluded to him already, Michael Gervais, Gervais. He is a sports psychologist, and he most recently had been working at the Seattle Seahawks. He has a program with some other Olympians that they take to businesses and stuff that people can actually go through. Maybe an 8 or 12-week program. I've been through it. And I really like it. It starts at the beginning about identity and, like Stevie talked about, separating who you are from what you do. And that's a big piece of a lot of this. And working all